Nearly a dozen home fires have displaced several residents throughout the county. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Rochelle Metzger. Thank you for joining us tonight. A series of fires broke out in 4 Maryland homes Sunday, leaving more than a dozen residents displaced and an Oxon Hill man dead. Officials say the man was refueling a kerosene heater inside his home when vapors ignited, and CTV's MIKEA Turner is standing by in Oxon Hill with more details.
Yes, well, today neighbors are mourning the loss of 59-year-old Doug Williams, who happened to save his wife just minutes before being trapped inside of this home. Now, neighbors said early yesterday morning around 4:30, his wife was able to escape out of this back door, which left no option for Doug once the flames spread.
And, it really touches us deeply.
Orlando Dozier, a resident of nearly 9 years, describes Williams as someone who was more than a neighbor. He was a friend.
Whatever we needed, he was always there for us. And, I'm going to miss him saying during the day, because I work on my car, Orlando, you turning wrenches again, what you need. I wouldn't care if it was a jack or whatever. If I didn't have it, he had it.
Williams and his wife, Pat, lived in this home for 20 years in what Dozier describes as a safe and quiet neighborhood, a stark contrast from a scene he witnessed yesterday.
Yesterday morning, we heard a banging on the door, and I woke up frantically, and when I raised the window to see what the ruckus was, my neighbor was screaming, "My house is on fire." And when I happened to veer across the window and look, I saw the flames coming out the house, and I could tell it was Pat, who is the lady of the home. And when I rushed downstairs, my son got up and we both came out the door, and I asked her what happened. She said, "The house is on fire and Doug is in there." So we said, "What?" So we immediately took off running. I'm in pajamas and all, and we just ran over.
Dozier says Williams kept a kerosene heater in the living room, the place where an attempt to refuel this furnace went wrong.
Firefighters arrived, found heavy smoke coming from this 1.5-story single-family home. One female occupant was outside, and a report of an adult male still inside.
The couple suffered severe burns and smoke inhalation injuries. Williams' extreme condition made it impossible for him to survive.
It was the worst thing we ever wanted to see.
So today, fire officials went door to door to pass out safety information, with hopes of preventing a tragic accident like this from happening again. Now, fire officials do recommend an alternative, an electric space heater that can be far less dangerous than this. In Oxon Hill, I'm MIKEA Turner. Back to you in the studio.
Meanwhile, a crack in a chimney is to blame for a 2-story house fire that broke out early this morning in the 6,000 block of C Pleasant Drive. Firefighters responded to the blaze that began in the chimney and spread quickly to the 2nd floor. Occupants were awakened by the smoke.
We made a fire, and we woke up, and there was a lot of smoke going on. You could see what was taken out. And people came, like you did. They wanted to know details, but I'm still foggy from just sleeping. I think it must have been a malposition of bricks or something. But anyway, the fire was made up there, and it sort of escalated.
I'm sure it was quite scary.
It was, and still is.
And damages are expected to be around $50,000. In a separate incident, firefighters responded to a 3-alarm blaze in the 5300 block of 85th Avenue in New Carrollton today. According to officials, 33 apartments were damaged and several residents have been displaced. No injuries have been reported at this time.
A local businessman is still hoping to replace state lawmaker Tiffany Alston despite the controversy surrounding his nomination. Greg Hall was picked by the Democratic Central Committee earlier this month to replace Alston. However, Hall's troubled past has raised concern by some in the community.
And Governor Martin O'Malley has asked the committee to withdraw his name. That committee is meeting tonight, and Denise Douglas is joining us now to give us an update on this issue.
All right. It definitely is going to be interesting to see exactly what the committee decides, because they have said that they would not withdraw Greg Hall's nomination, even though the governor wants them to. And again, like you said, that committee is meeting tonight. But here's what's going on at this point. Tiffany Alston was kicked out of office last month after after being convicted of stealing from the General Assembly to pay an employee of her law firm. The Central Committee nominated Greg Hall, who ran against Alston in 2010, as her replacement. The controversy comes in because in 1992, he spent 40 days in jail on a misdemeanor gun offense that was connected with an incident involving the death of a 13-year-old boy. Since then, Hall has been on the straight and narrow. He served as the special aide for Prince George's County Councilman Will Campos, and also set up a number of businesses, including several cell phone stores. Critics don't think he's the right choice, despite all that, for this position, but supporters believe he deserves a chance.
Clean records when they got in the office, but behind the scenes and, in their own closets, they had skeletons, and when they got in the office, they committed the crimes. Greg has left that in the past some 20 years ago. He's seen the consequences of what can happen, and he's seen what's happened to these elected officials, and he wants to stand up and be an honest and truthful public servant. That's why he himself, in 2010, when he ran for the seat, or where he only lost by less than 1% of the vote, when he ran for the seat, he campaigned on this. He put it out there that I had a record in the past, but now I've turned around, and I want to be an example for young people. And I believe that actually strengthens him as a candidate, so we know we can trust him because he's put it all out there.
Now, Hall has hired a lawyer to prevent the committee from pulling his nomination, so we'll definitely have to see exactly how that turns out.
And meanwhile, Tiffany Alston also is still planning to sue, is that correct?
Yeah, lots of activity in this case. Tiffany Alston had said she will sue the state to get her seat back because her conviction has been reduced to probation and she's not actually doing any jail time. So a lot going on with the committee making their decision. Tiffany Alston still trying to get that seat back, and no clear-cut direction at this point.
A lot in the air here. All
All
right.
right, thanks, Denise. Keep us posted on the latest news.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well,
Maryland's death penalty repeal is expected to gain some steam in the 2013 legislative session. After 12 failed attempts to pass the bill, some state lawmakers are optimistic that they will end capital punishment in the state. According to the Public Defender's Office, the move could save the state millions in death penalty costs. Maryland currently has 5 inmates on death row.
Since 2005, the Monday after Thanksgiving has been referred to as Cyber Monday, and it has become the busiest online shopping day of the year. The research firm ComScore estimates that Americans will spend close to $1.5 billion today. CTV's Sonia Srivastava has more from the newsroom.
Well, more people today are choosing to be online rather than standing in line. Now, the National Retail Federation estimates that 129 million Americans will take advantage of some of these deals. Now, you're looking at a website right now called cybermonday.com, and here all of the retailers that are participating have been neatly organized. Some of the deals that you can get are on here. Some of these retailers are offering as much as 70% off.
More shoppers than ever before are expected to take advantage of Cyber Monday deals. That's according to a survey by shop.org. Regina Williams says this is her first time participating, and she is not disappointed.
It's great because you can get stuff like really cheap. Like I got a Leap Pad, and usually it's $99.99. I got it for $69, I think it was.
The National Retail Federation says almost 85% of all retailers will do some type of an online special today. And on cybermonday.com, we found hundreds of deals, some offering free shipping, others offering as much as 70% off, and much more.
Everybody was giving free shipping and lots of discounts, 25%, buy one, get one free. So I usually go online to Macy's sent a thing, Amazon sent a thing, even my bank had a Cyber Monday. I'm not sure what I was going to get from the bank, but yeah, everybody had one.
But for many customers, the real deal is staying away from long lines.
You don't have to stand out in the cold and get beat up at Walmart.
I don't want to stand outside in the cold waiting for a TV. It's not worth it.
No Cyber Monday shopping for you?
Not for me.
Why?
I've never done it before, so.
You know, a lot of people are doing it.
I know. I see it on the news. I just don't like it.
It's
I'd rather
fairly
go in the store and
easy.
get it.
It's fairly easy.
Nah,
No?
not for me.
Majority of shoppers will use their home computer, but the number of people using their smartphones or mobile devices to make purchases has gone up from 17 million last year to 20 million this year. So did our shoppers find any good deals today?
The purchase, I've been waiting for a while that they have random discounts. And this morning I just got my email that they're 11% off, so the order goes in after work today.
Just got some boots online from Macy's.
Now, some of the people that I talked to today said they started shopping as early as midnight when some of these Cyber Monday deals went into effect. Now, the research firm ComScore says that almost $14 billion has already been spent on online shopping, and that is a 16% increase from the year before. In the newsroom, Sonia Shrivastava for CTV News.
And ComScore reports that for the first time, sales on the internet hit $1 billion on Black Friday. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Rochelle Metzger.